I guess back to the race side then, was there any racism in Singapore? So I know
Yep.
75% of
Yeah.
most of the ethnics are Chinese.
Yeah.
The remaining are, either Malay
Yeah.
or
Malay,
or
Indian, and Eurasian. So there's these four key races: Chinese, Malay, Indian, and Eurasians. Honestly, people say that there's no racism in Singapore. Honestly, that's what people say. But it's 2022. I've seen so much racism in there.
Right.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. So like because our main race is Chinese there. This is something which the government hates to hear, but the Chinese are always picking on other races also. I've seen a lot of like indirect insults. So I think just a couple of days ago I saw on like one of the Singapore Facebook group, and they were saying that these Chinese men was shouting at an Indian Chinese couple and shouting at that Indian man for like saying, "Why are you together with a Chinese girl? You should stay with your own race." Yeah, and I find that that's
In
ridiculous.
this day and age, especially, it's
Yeah,
not really
it's not
doesn't
appropriate.
fit in.
Yeah, and I find like people more accepting these days. But let's bring ourselves back like 10, 15 years ago. I'm guilty of being a little racist in me. So
I
15
think
years
we
ago,
all,
yeah,
to an extent,
yeah.
have it somewhere.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I was just like fooling around with my friends. I thought it was funny when I think about it. Now, I think it's inappropriate. Yeah, I shouldn't do it. But back to the story again of Singapore, the race issue. I would say yes, there is racism, and I find that right now the government is trying to like play it down a little bit and try to, I think they're trying to like really step in to prevent like a racial issue, because I think the last racial riot we had in Singapore was probably like 1960s, and we're trying to avoid that right now.